I work out at lunchtime every day too, so I take like a 2 hour lunch. Like
Oh,
I get there
dang.
really early, and then I like get my pre-workout meal in, which is a can of beans. So I'll
God.
eat my beans about an hour before, and then I go at like 10:30 or 11. I sit my pre, and then I go and I take a 2 hour lunch and
What do
go
your
back to work.
coworkers say about your can of beans?
They call me Beans. They just started calling me Beans today. They can't be in the room and I eat the beans because I eat them right out of a can, like cold. I just pop them and I don't even use a fork. I just shovel them in my mouth.
Oh my God.
Really?
Isn't it kidney beans too?
Yeah, it's kidney beans. Yeah, I've been doing this for years and it's the best. It's
Yeah.
cheap.
Your diet is something else. It's so funny. Just I used to hear rumors about you just carrying a loaf of bread around campus.
I did. I would even just throw it in my backpack and it would get all like smushed. But like carbs are carbs. Doesn't matter.
Gotta get into the way.
Just carb loading throughout the day with the bread.
Dude, I used to carry a crock pot in grad school.
Did you really?
Wait,
it was so bad.
Like
I would like
a full crock pot?
Yeah, like it was a small one, so it would last me 2 meals, right? So I would like prepare it at night. I would put like my chicken and veggies in there, and I would put it on at night, so it'd finish cooking in the morning. So it would cook for 8 hours, and I would bring this warm crock pot to class with me, and I would eat it for lunch, and then I'd have like a second lunch. So it'd just be chicken and veggies. Yeah.
What did people say in class? You had to get comments.
Dude, I did, and I got in trouble because I also brought like eggs to class. I just brought so much food to school, and I just brought a plate of eggs. Like I didn't have Tupperware, and we got food banned because of me. Like needless to say, there's no more food.
Oh my gosh.
So,
dude, you're like bringing a full kitchen just in class.
Yeah, and we'd have like guest speakers, and I'd be like, "Decaf, I have my plate of eggs with my toast," and it would stink. It'd be all garlicky, and we had like a whole talk about professionalism, like a whole talk, all because of me. And I was like, "Yeah, I should not do that."
I hear there was a shake you used to have with like, or Brent used to say you'd like have coffee and like egg whites. You just like,
yes, it's a pro combo. That's another one. I do have a lot of these pro combos. So you can't have. I know. Yeah, eat really weird like me. But your coffee can't be hot because then the eggs will coagulate, right?
Yeah.
So you have to let it cool down. And I always just carried mine in like an Nalgene. I always carried a liter of coffee with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it cooled down, I had my egg whites and I would pour them in there. And dude, you don't even taste the egg whites.
Yeah.
And that's just easy 30 grams of protein.
How did you get into these Alex diets or what? The Alex nutrition?
Dude, so it's not even about like the taste so much, which actually I don't mind the taste of any of these things. It's about convenience and then like macros, you know. Like right now, I mean, I eat the same thing. I eat a pound of yogurt at lunch a day with a cup and a half of raw oats, and I use the container. So I'm not even using any dishes. There's no cleanup. I literally pour in my raw oats on top of my yogurt. I eat it, and like I have it right. I mean, I got the container right here.
Oh,
and then I eat it. It's the Oikos.
Oh yeah,
Oikos.
I love that 000.
I just pour it right on top.
What's your?
It's the most convenient thing. So I eat about like 2,800 a day, 2,800 calories, and it's about 20 to 25% fat because there's gonna be some variance, right?
Yeah.
Right? And then it's about 50 to 55% carbs, and then 30 to 35% protein. I think that adds up to 100.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
How'd you dial that in?
Well, I've been counting macros forever, But so the main thing is you got to get your protein. So usually you want about like at least a gram of protein per body weight. So if I weigh 180, I try to get 180 grams. I mean, they even say like athletes can do 0.8, but like proteins provide like that satiation. So now I feel fuller, and the thermogenic effect of protein, right? So it's got to go through the Krebs cycle to convert to glucose, and it's about 30%. It takes about 30% of the calories you ingest just to digest a protein. So if I ingest 100 calories of pure protein, really it's only 70 calories because of just the pure digestion. So
Yeah.
let's get off my bones.
So when you go on these backpacking trips, how does your nutrition change?
So, I mean, a carb's a carb, right? So
Yeah.
I try to keep my glucose levels up, so I eat mad candy, because when you're out there, I mean, you're burning a lot of calories, and you just got to keep your energy up. I'm always munching on like candies, and then I try to keep my proteins up high because it's tough to get like high protein foods. So that's why I had like a lot of tuna. And then, I mean, for the trip that we just went on, it wasn't like a cold trip, but like when we were in like New Mexico in the snow, I mean, it was cold. So that's when you need a lot of fats, especially at night, to keep you warm.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if it's going to be cold, I would bring like high fatty things like olive oil or something, and I would just like drink the olive oil. But the fats are what really help keep you warm because they're really high in calories.
There's a lot of, I don't know about misinformation, but like misunderstanding about how your body uses carbs versus fats. And a lot of people think, like, when you go on a hiking trip, it's really long, slow steps, just steps after steps. So a lot of people think that fats would be super important because it's less like snappy, readily available.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to that?
Fats are better, but I mean, you have to keep your glucose levels, up. So, and I'm gaining weight on that trail. I'm trying to be in a surplus, so I'm just keeping my insulin or my glucose levels real high just to make sure I'm just like happy in a good mood and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not the most efficient.